Students, today we are going to see the next point of our chapter, that is flowcharts. What is a flowchart? A flowchart is a graphical or pictorial representation of an algorithm. Graphics are more understandable than text. As usual, humans understand pictures better than text. Programmers often use it as a program planning tool for visually organizing a sequence of steps necessary to solve a problem using a computer. It uses boxes of different shapes to denote different types of instructions. Programmers write actual instructions within these boxes using clear and concise statements. Directed solid lines connecting these boxes indicate flow of operations sequence in which to execute the instructions. The process of drawing a flowchart of an algorithm is known as flowcharting. Now this is an example of a flowchart. This is to calculate the average of 5 numbers. So you can see the first instruction start is given in an oval shape. We have to input 5 numbers A, B, C, D, E. We are using a parallelogram. Then we are using two rectangles to do addition and calculating the average, and again to display the average we are using a parallelogram, and at the end, that is the end oval again. So this is an example of a flowchart. You can see we are using different shapes boxes and we are connecting these boxes with solid arrow headed lines. It uses boxes of different shapes to denote different types of instructions. Programmers write actual instructions within these boxes using clear and concise statements. As you have seen in the previous example, the statements written inside the boxes are clear, that is, they are not complicated and they are small in size. Directed solid lines connecting these boxes indicate flow of operations sequence in which to execute the instructions. The main advantage of flowcharting is that while drawing a flowchart, a programmer can concentrate fully on the logic of the solution to the problem without paying attention to the syntax and other details of the programming language. Since a flowchart shows the flow of operations in pictorial form, a programmer can detect any error in the logic with greater ease than in the case of a program. Once the flowchart is ready, the programmer can concentrate on coding the operation in each box of the flowchart as statements of the programming language. A flowchart uses boxes of different shapes to denote different types of instructions. The use of symbols having standardized meanings makes it easier to communicate program logic through flowchart. This is because the use of standard symbols in a flowchart enables anyone using the flowchart to interpret the logic easily. A flowchart is a two-dimensional approach where the logic flows from top to bottom. A flowchart is not specific to any language and can be created in any programming language. With a flowchart, you can easily understand the data and the control of the algorithm. Flowcharts also help in debugging and error correction. Now we are going to see the different symbols which we are going to use in a flowchart. In a flowchart, symbols are used to represent a sequence of operations, the flow of data and the resources required to complete a task. The flow is normally from top to bottom and left to right. So the first type of symbol is known as the terminal. So you can see the example. It is an oval shaped box and we are going to write start and stop inside this box. Since this symbol is used at the end, it is known as a terminal. Terminal symbol indicates the beginning, that is start, the end, that is stop, and pause, halt in a program's logic flow. It is the first and the last symbol in a flowchart. Second is input output. We are going to use a parallelogram for input output. and we are going to write the instructions inside this parallelogram. For inputting we are going to write read statement, and for outputting we are going to write the print statement. In a flowchart, input-output symbols indicate all program instructions to input-output data from any type of input-output device. They also indicate instructions to input-output data from or to a storage device. The third type of symbol is the processing box. We are going to use a rectangle for using processing. A processing symbol represents arithmetic and data movement instructions. So arithmetic instructions like sum is equal to a plus b is used in a processing box, and data movement instructions like a is equal to b or b is equal to 0, such type of instructions can also be used in a processing box. Hence, in a flowchart, processing symbols indicate all arithmetic processes of adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing and modulus. They also indicate logical processes of moving data from one memory location to another. The next symbol is used is a decision box or the kite symbol. So we are going to use this symbol for using conditions for if, else and looping statements. So you can see the example over here. Condition A is greater than B. A decision symbol indicates a decision point, which is a point at which a branch to one of the two or more alternative paths is possible. Now there are three types of decision box. The first is known as the two-way branch decision. So you can see the decision condition will be checked over here. If yes, the path will be in this way. If no, the path will be in this way. So since there are the two ways, we say it is a two-way branch decision. The second type of branching decision is three-way branch decision. So in this case, compare A is greater than B. So A can be less than B, A can be greater than B, or A can be equal to B. So there can be three alternatives for this particular condition. In this case, we are going to use three-way branch decision box. Next is a multi-way branch decision. So we are going to use I is equal to. So I can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3 and multiple alternatives. So in this case we are going to use multiple way branch decision. So these are the three decision boxes. The next symbol is flow lines. So all the previously discussed symbols are connected with these flow lines. Flow lines with arrowheads indicate flow of operations, which is the sequence of execution of instructions. Normal flow of a flowchart is from top to bottom and left to right. And the last type of symbol are the connectors. We are going to use these connectors if our flowcharts continue on the next page. When a flowchart becomes complex, that the number of flow lines and their direction are confusing, or when the flowchart spreads over more than one page, it is useful to utilize connector symbols as a substitute for flow lines. The symbol represents an entry from, this is entry from, and this is exit to another part of the flowchart. A connector symbol is a circle with a letter or a digit. So here we have used a letter. We can also use a digit placed in it to indicate the link. A pair of identically labeled connector symbols indicates a continued flow when the use of a line is confusing. Hence, two connectors with identical labels serve the same function as a long flow line. Okay. Next, we are going to use or see the flowcharting rules. These rules have been suggested to us by ANSI, that is American National Standards Institute. A number of general rules and guidelines to help standardize flowcharting process. The basic flowcharting rules and guidelines are: first, use common statements that are easy to understand. Second, be consistent in using names and variables in a flowchart. Third, go from left to right and top to bottom in constructing a flowchart. And last, keep a flowchart as simple as possible and avoid crossing of flow lines. Next we'll move on to the advantages of a flowchart. First is better communication. A flowchart is a pictorial representation of a program. Therefore, it is easier for a programmer to explain the logic of the program to others through a flowchart rather than the program itself. So suppose for example you want to show the address of a particular house. It will be easier for us if we draw a map on the paper instead of writing the address on the paper. So for human beings, pictorial representations are more understandable than text. So flowchart helps us for better communication. Second advantage is effective analysis. A flowchart which charts the main line of the logic of a software system becomes the system model that can be broken down into detailed parts for study and further analysis of the system. Next advantage, proper program documentation. So the booklet which we are going to provide with the software will consist of flowcharts and algorithms of that softwares. Program documentation involves collecting, organizing, storing and maintaining a complete historical record of programs and other documents associated with the system. The next advantage is efficient coding. Once a flowchart is ready, programmers find it very easy to write the corresponding program because the flowchart acts as a roadmap for them. It guides them to go from the starting point and the program to the final point without omitting any steps. Next is systematic debugging. Debugging means removing bugs, that is removing errors. So looking at the flowchart, it becomes easier to remove any errors. A flowchart is very helpful in detecting, locating and removing mistakes in a program in a systematic manner because programmers find it easier to follow the logic of the program developed at a faster rate. And the last advantage is systematic testing. Testing means looking or checking if our program gives us the correct output for the given inputs. Testing is the process of confirming whether a program does all its intended job successfully under specified constraints. Last, we are going to discuss the limitations of a flowchart. Flowcharts are very time consuming and laborious to draw with proper symbols and spacing, especially for large complex programs. So if we take the paper and pen, it becomes very time consuming to use the pencil, rubber, ruler and so on, or if we are using the softwares to draw the flowchart, it becomes very time consuming and laborious. And the last limitation, owing to the symbol string nature of flowcharting, any change or modification in the program logic usually requires a completely new flowchart. So suppose if we want to make a change in a flowchart, we have to shift all the boxes. So instead of that, we have to draw a new flowchart. This is the limitations of flowchart. Thank you.